Hello everyone, Donna Gray here, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales. How are you all this morning? I thought I would jump on very quickly this morning and see if I can do this. I may not succeed. I'm trying to do 10 Christmas cards in 20 minutes. I'm actually going to do 5 of the silver version and 5 of the gold version. I'm using the lovely little beachy little Christmas stamp set, and if you are new to my channel, I am Donna Gray. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales. Please feel free to jump on and comment. I'm happy to answer any questions and chat along as we're crafting this morning. And I'm just going to show you how to do a bit of a production line with your Christmas cards that you can knock over, getting quite a few multiple Christmas cards all in one go. So I'm going to use the Beachy Little Christmas set. It's going to be a quick, simple, easy card. And hopefully I'm going to be able to do this in 20 minutes. I doubt it. Every time I've tried to do it, I have not succeeded. So please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm happy to chat as I go along. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. So I'm using our beautiful cherry cobbler base, and I'm also using Soft Sky as my other base. Hey Nikki, how you going? 2, 3, 4, 5. You're making yours as we speak? Yeah, I'm decided I've got markets tomorrow, so I'm trying to crank out a few Christmas cards for the markets. So yeah, I had everything. I had groups of 10 of everything, and that meant making 20 cards that I've just realised. So now I'm trying to divide it all into groups of 5. So I end up making 10 cards. So I'm just going to do 2 different designs. And I would normally, if I wasn't doing these in multiple amounts, I would be normally embossing these, like embossing the beautiful Aussie Christmas tree with the seashells and things on it. But because I'm actually doing multiple of these, I'm actually going to cheat. And I don't know whether you've watched videos of mine before, but my cheating is actually using our crumb cake as gold to make it look like gold, and using our smoky slate to look like silver. I'd be happy for you to ask questions and join in and have a great time with me while I do this. Hey Joanne, how you going? Nice to see that you've oh, you're from Canada. Nice to see that you're watching me. Oh, Nikki, you're going to give your Square Dance Club Christmas cards. Yeah, that's what I mean. And you need to crank quite a few out. So I'm just going to pop all these pieces aside. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in just my bases, and I'm going to fold them in half. Now I'm going to show you a quick, easy way of folding your bases in half and getting them nice and even and nice and straight. Using your cutter, bring it in onto your cutter, butt it up against, line up your corners, butt it up against, and bang, fold. Okay, I always like to use my bone folder to get a really nice crease across the top. Stampin' Up's cardstock is brilliant for folding. Some cardstocks you'll find will crack, and you need to pre-score, but I don't pre-score with my Stampin' Up cardstock. I find that it's quite okay to just, yeah, use your bone folder and crease it. So that's 5 that I've done already in a short amount of time, but as you can see, very easy to get your cards folded neatly. And you never have to worry about the edges lining up and the corners not lining up, because you butt it up against your top of your cutter. It folds really nice and neat. Great tip, Nikki. You haven't seen that done before? Yeah, I use it quite often because I struggle with trying to get those corners lined up and having it folded straight, and I've tried pre-scoring my cardstock and I have no idea how I do it, but I end up with a millimetre difference in my fold, and it never ever folds neatly. But doing it this way, you cannot go wrong. Okay, so that's my 10 bases folded very quickly. I'm going to move the cutter out of the way now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a scrap bit of paper because I'm actually going to stamp off on these. I'm going to create a background now. Now, creating the background, I'm just going to use a selection of our little shell stamps, like so. Now, for the cherry cobbler ones, I'm still going to use just my crumb cake, and I'm just going to stamp around. This is just going to create a bit of a background behind where we pop our tree. So randomly just stamping with all the different shells. So honestly, no pattern whatsoever. It does take a little bit of time, but once you play around and go for it, you get to the stage that you stamp them pretty quick. So the idea is we're going to pop our Christmas tree up in the middle. Okay, so that's one done. There is probably no way in this world I am going to get this done in 20 minutes, but I'm going to have a fair crack at it. So bear with me. And so none of these are ever going to be identical because you're stamping all different stages. Okay. You had some snow, Joanna. Wow, I wish. Do you know what? My ultimate dream is to get to Canada snow skiing. So hopefully one day I'm going to get myself over there. Yes, Nikki, it is all about the process. Honestly, you just get in, get it done, see how you go. And really, we don't really need to be on a time limit. As long as we get the effect that we like, that's probably the main thing. So all I'm doing is quickly just creating a little background of all of our lovely creatures and shells from the ocean, just to create a bit of interest, to take that stark plain look off the background, that's all. So honestly, your choice of shells, your choice of how you want to do your background. This is more or less just like a went snow skiing with my family when you were 13. It wasn't pretty. Do you know what? I'll tell you a little story about my life and my history with snow skiing. Before we had children, my husband and I, even before we were married, we used to go off to the snow every year here in Australia. Every year, without fail, we would have a snow trip. That was what I looked forward to. Every year I saved my pennies, and every year I was like, yep, we're going to have a snow trip. Then we decided that we were going to have children. So, sorry, I'm just going to interrupt myself here. I'm just going to bring in my smoky slate now to do sorry, I need to clean my stamps. To do my my soft sky ones. Yeah, so we used to go snow skiing every year without fail, and thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. Then I can remember I had my first child, and she was about 12 months of age, and I said to my husband, I want to go on one more snow ski trip before I decide to have another child. So we went. What was that? Nikki, I wish we could send pics on live chat. I'll send them to your email. Okay. Are you talking to Joanna? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, so we used to go every year. So then when we had our children, we were like, oh, what are we going to do? Are we going to still go snow skiing? And anyway, we went once and left them at home by themselves. Sorry, that was when we only had one child. I was like, yep, we'll go. And we had a snow trip before I had my second child. Then even with my second child, we decided that we would have a snow trip. And I can remember saying to the kids, do you want to come to the snow or do you want to stay at Nanny and Pop's? And they actually decided that Nanny and Pop's was going to be a much better option than going to the snow. So Daryl and I were like, that's fine by us. If you think that that's a good option, we're happy to go with that option. So we left them at home and off we went on our snow trip. And then when our youngest was, I think she was about 6, we decided that we would take the kids. Now I can tell you there is no way that if we went on a snow trip that we would get out the door without our children on our snow trip. Mind you, my girls are 15 and 17 now, so they're quite old enough to definitely go snow skiing. And yeah, so our plan is I'm actually hoping next year to get to Canada snow skiing. Yeah, Nikki, they actually love their Nanny and Pop, and I was saying to my husband, they have no idea what they're missing out on. And anyway, yeah, as soon as they actually had a snow trip and did experience it, there was no way we were going out the door without them again. So I love the snow, absolutely love it. It's probably different when you live in the snow, but oh, I can't get enough of it. I absolutely think it's gorgeous. Okay, so randomly, back to the card we were making, randomly stamping our shells and things around. As I said, none of these are going to look the same because they've got different stamps, each one. Yeah, it was great actually when the kids, as I said, the 6-year-old, we booked them into lessons and we went off and had our fun time for the 2 hours while they were in a lesson, and then we used to just ski around with them after that, like where they were capable of going. But they actually got the hang of it way quicker, I think, than what adults do. They really got the hang of it quickly and were happy to ski wherever we skied, so it was great. I'm on to my last one now with the background. But this is a lovely set, this Beachy Little Christmas, with all the crabs and the seashells and things. I just think for us living here in Australia, we have summer hot heat at Christmas, and the majority of stamp sets and images and cards that are available around Christmas are normally like snow and snowmen and mountains and beautiful villages. So definitely not sort of our scene for Australia. So skiing down the bunny trail. Yeah, I actually don't know what part of Canada yet that we'd like to go snow skiing. I know my mum and dad went to Whistler, and Banff, they said, was really, really nice. But I'm sure when we decide to go that we will investigate. We've had friends of ours that have been to Canada snow skiing, so I'm sure that we'll have, and they are actually friends that used to come skiing with us as well here in Australia. We've had holidays together, so and their children are about the same age as our kids too. So, you cross country ski? You don't do well with slopes. Oh, Joanna, yeah. I must admit, my eldest daughter, the last time that we went, which was probably, I don't know, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, so she would have been about 10, but she actually got the fear of heights, and yeah, she was a little bit scared to go up to the top of the mountains, and yeah, we were like, but you've been up here before. She said, that's okay, it looks like it's higher, so... Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Whisper White pieces and I'm going to stamp my Christmas tree. So I'm going to use my crumb cake for my cherry cobbler ones. And I'm going to ink up my stamp. And these pieces that I've cut are only just big enough to fit this Christmas tree on. So sorry, I'm going to have to take my time, but beautiful detailed Christmas tree. I absolutely love this tree. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, stamping down, so lining it up. So I have no idea how I'm going for time, people. Am I anywhere near running way out of time yet? I know I did gas bag at the beginning for a while. So if you're from Australia and you're watching me doing this stamping, anything that I'm using in this video can be purchased through my online store. And I'm sorry if you live overseas, I am unable to sell to people overseas. I'm terribly sorry, but that is the rules. We live in Australia and we're only allowed to sell to Australian residents. But there would be a demonstrator in your country if you were looking for somebody to be able to purchase the items from. And maybe you people overseas probably aren't interested in this beachy little set. I don't see a timeline on here, but I'm not worried. Yeah, I don't know, Nikki. Anyway, I didn't even take any note of what time I started, but I'll try and get it done as close as I can. Oh, I don't like that one. I'm going to turn it over and go again. But as you said in the beginning, the whole thing is the process. I'm not sure yeah, whether this one is on the sale. Stampin'Up just released a sale yesterday, our end of year closeout sale. Not sure whether this beachy little one is on it. I haven't actually jumped on and had a good look at exactly what's available, but if you are loving this set and want to get it, if it is on the sale list in December, you need to jump in and order now. Okay, so that's our Christmas tree done. So we're getting there. We've only got to stamp our sentiment now, which I'm going to do that in both colours. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces there. So I'm just going to pop my Christmas trees aside. Like so. Don't need my shells anymore. Okay, pop them aside so I don't end up in a big mess. Okay, now the sentiment that I'm using, I'm going to be using a sentiment that says, have yourself a beachy little Christmas. So I've just cut these strips of Whisper White, tiny, just enough to fit our saying sentiment on. Don't like that one because part of my Christmas didn't work. So the beauty of having another side to your cardstock, you can always turn it over and stamp again. So I thought the process was I may as well do a live video. I'll be making my cards for my market stall, and I'll be also giving you guys a live video to watch. Oh, thank you, Joanna. You like the program, the projects that I share? The Night in Bethlehem set is absolutely lovely. Yeah, Star of Light honestly has been my favourite bundle ever since joining Stampin' Up. I've only been with Stampin' Up for about 16 months now. Like, I'm only new to Stampin' Up. I've haven't been in it for 12 months yet. But yeah, the Star of Light was actually my favourite bundle from the holiday catalogue last year. By far, definitely my favourite bundle. Okay, so now I'm using our Smoky Slate for my soft sky ones. And I'm nearly finished because now it's just going to be a case of assembling everything. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is, with my silver foil pieces and my gold foil pieces, I'm actually going to use some glue dots, and I'm going to pop all my sentiments on with some glue dots. I've just found that with the liquid glue, I use Tombow all the time, but with the liquid glue I've found that very hard to get them. It tends to move a little bit on the slippery surface of the foil card. So all I'm doing is 2 glue dots, 1 on each end. Then I'm actually going to line this up. I'm lining it up in the middle, but I'm actually going to flag the ends of these. So so bear with me because I will be trimming the ends. So glue dots on the back, line them up in the middle with a nice little border, both sides. So how am I going, ladies? Am I getting these cards together quickly? I've been making cards for a lot longer, Nikki, than how long I've been with Stampin' Up. I've been making cards for about 8 years or so now, and one of the reasons that I actually joined up with Stampin' Up was that I was at the mercy of a big department store here in town, and the scary thought was, because I sell handmade cards, and I do baby shower invitations and wedding invitations and things, and because I did all those sort of things, the scary part was if the department store didn't have the cardstock and things in stock when I needed to pump out 100 invitations, I was sort of at the mercy of them. And so I actually joined mainly just to purchase items for myself. I didn't join to hold parties. I didn't join to use it as a business. But I need to say, since I have joined, it has blown me away. I've had people purchase off me from all over Australia. And I absolutely love this company. It's such an awesome company to be part of. And I mean, even if you only wanted to join just to get discount on your products, it's such a wonderful company to be part of. And the beautiful, like the things that they do for us as demonstrators. I mean, they have an event twice a year for us to go to, our on-stage event, where we get to see all the new items. You know, like, it's to actually work for a company like that and to be doing something that you absolutely love doing. What a perfect job to have. I mean, I do have a job. I am a hairdresser by trade, and I do work from my home as a hairdresser. Yeah, I do Stampin' Up as a part-time thing as well. I'm hoping to ramp up my Stampin' Up a little bit more in the future. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is cut like a banner end for these. And yes, if I had my triple banner punch, I would be able to use that, but I actually have it on order and I'm hanging to get it. But For this, I'm just going the old-fashioned easy way. So I might actually could join them together and cut a few at a time. Save a bit of time. Look at that. Much better. Okay. So yeah, it's a great company to be with. And are you ladies that are watching, are you Stampin' Up demonstrators in your country, or are you just crafty people that love watching craft? I just decided I can't be a demonstrator. I buy products, but nearly at the volume most do. Besides, I'm so busy. Yeah, like just because, see, a lot of people think that if they sign up as a demonstrator that they've got to hold parties and all that. You don't actually have to do that. You can just sign up just to get the discount on your products. You know, like, so there's no saying that you actually have to hold parties. There is no rule that you have to do that. And to tell you the truth, the majority of mine is online. I actually don't, I do hold some classes. I tell a lie. I do hold 3 classes a month from my home, but the majority of the things that I do is actually online. It's people watching my videos and also too, you don't actually have to do videos as well. Yes, online is just, I think it's the way of the world, Nikki. I mean, online is definitely taking off. And I mean, the beauty of it, I do online card classes that I sell Australia-wide. And the beauty of that is people can purchase their products and at a cheaper price and, sorry, at the normal retail price, and they get an online card class as well, which I send them a video tutorial. But that type of thing has really helped with my business. Hey Emma, how you going? Yes, look, Emma, when you're new to being a demonstrator, the way you find out and how to do things is just to watch others and see what others do. It's how long have you been with Stampin' Up, Emma? Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just going to line up my Christmas trees on my silver foil card for the front. So once again, still using my glue dots. Quick and easy way. I use Tombow a lot, the majority of the time. Yeah, okay, so you and I, Emma, are nearly the same time. I could never have imagined it was going to be as fun, and just the meeting of all the people, like all of you lovely people, all watching videos and things and chatting along with me. It's like you end up with this massive group of friends all across the world, which, I mean, what other company do you get to meet all these people in different countries and chat with, and, you know, which it's fantastic. Are you in the US, Nikki? Lots and lots of demonstrators over there in the US, isn't there? I suppose at least with Australia, we're probably pretty lucky. It's not as overpopulated as America in the US with demonstrators and things, but I mean, it originally came from the US, started in the US, so you would imagine that there would be more there than anywhere. Where are you from, Emma? Australia is a big country. Yes, it's a big country, but the thing that makes me laugh, Nikki, a lot of people that come from the US come over and expect that you can go from one side of Australia to the other in a short amount of time. It's a massive country. You can't do that. Like, I actually, my old boss that I used to work for, he had some friends from America that came over, and yeah, they expected for him just to meet them in Darwin, and they had no idea that for us to get to Darwin, it would take a couple of days of traveling full time all day. Raised in San Diego. Well, see, there you go. You two ladies have now met each other from watching my video today. Okay. All right. I'm slowly getting this sorted and ready to go. And I can tell you that once I've done this, we are nearly finished. So I think I haven't done it in too bad a timing. Three more to go. Pity I can't just fast forward the live video and each step and get it done, but anyway. It's all good. Gives me more time to chat to you ladies. Don't people look at maps anymore? I know, I was just blown away. Like, they were like, oh yeah, just drive up and meet us. You know, like, how long will it take you? A couple of days? Yeah. But I must admit, I've got to see a lot of Australia. My eldest daughter is a New South Wales state hockey player, so I have travelled Australia widely with her, going to national competitions. Believe it or not, I have been to Tasmania 3 years in a row. The nationals have been over there. Well, I had my youngest daughter made the New South Wales team for her school. Yeah, out of the whole entire New South Wales state, she actually made the team when she was in year 6. And so we went to Hobart, and then we went to Hobart again then for Jade, and then we went to Launceston for my eldest, and then we went back to Hobart again last year. So, okay, see you, Nikki. Sorry that you got a phone call to interrupt. Anyway, all right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these over, and I'm going to pop up some, actually, I'm just going to use Tombow on the back of these because it will be quicker. I'm going to use Tombow for this part, and then I will pop up the sentiment. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just going to line it up in the center, like so. So as you can see, these cards are coming together quickly, and they're quite pretty. I think the silver foil makes the difference. So just lining them up with your Tombow. No, not ice hockey, Joanna. No, Joanne, no. It's field hockey, out on grass fields. Actually, well, we don't play on grass fields anymore. We play on an artificial turf, an artificial surface, just like they do in the Olympics. The field that they play field hockey on in the Olympics, we actually play on that in our local area. We have a field now. It's sort of Australia wide. The majority of places have an artificial turf that we play on. And I actually play with my daughters. I'm 48 years of age, and my two girls play, and myself, we play in the A-grade women's comp in our area, and I get to play with my two girls on the same team, which is fantastic. So there's my soft sky ones. Now I'm going to do my cherry cobbler ones. Hey, Patricia, how you going? I did respond to your message the other day on Facebook. Thank you for catching up with me. I mean, it's been a while since we've chatted. Thank you for joining me this morning. I actually, Joanne, the ice hockey that you're talking about, my husband had a workmate that was over from Canada that was working out at his work. And yes, he was an ice hockey player, and he joined in a social comp that we had overnight time. And it was so funny because he wanted to use the back of the hockey stick to hit the ball, and you're not allowed to use the back of the hockey stick in field hockey. So he struggled a bit with that, but yeah, he had a lovely time. He thoroughly enjoyed how we play field hockey here in Australia. Okay. So Patricia, did you go to On Stage? I didn't, you went to Melbourne, did you? I can't remember where you said you went. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed On Stage. I had a ball. It was my first time and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I've got both of those done. So now I'm going to just turn over my labels and I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of those. Yeah, sorry Patricia, I've been flat strap. I between work and doing my Stampin' Up stuff, yeah, I've been very busy. It seems that I haven't stopped since I've come home from On Stage. It's just been flat strap. And with Christmas coming up too, it's a busy time for my work, so like my day job. So therefore that sort of takes it away from my crafting time. So I actually had, I said to my husband I was going into withdrawals. I hadn't crafted for, I think, nearly 4 days in a row. And I was like, oh my God, I have to get back into my craft room. I can't stand it. Yeah, so I was sort of missing in action over the weekend and earlier this week, and so now I've got back into the swing of things. Okay, so I've got dimensionals all on the back there. I'm going to peel those off, and as I peel them off I'm going to actually stick them on so that the job is done. So I'm just going to pop it down the bottom like so. So thank you all for commenting this morning. It's been fantastic crafting with you all. What time is it over there in the USA? Must be getting late, is it? And you're actually like a day behind Totally Addictive crafting. Is that what you're saying, Patricia? It is totally addictive, I know. And I can tell you, when I'd had like about 4 days where I hadn't got in and did anything, I just said to him, I said, oh my God, I have to spend some time in my craft room. Like I can't cope if I don't. I think it's a very great form of relaxation. I was only talking to a client that I was doing her hair yesterday, and when I was mentioning my online card classes that I do and everything, she was like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. And I said, you know, I said, you're quite capable of learning. You're quite capable of purchasing one of my online card classes and you'd be able to make cards just like I do. Oh, I don't think I would do it, she said. And I said, look, you would be amazed. And I even my mum is retired, and I keep saying to my mum, you need to get into it. You know, you need to come to some of my classes and enjoy it with all the other ladies. Okay, yeah, it's the 2nd of December here, and it's midday in the day here, so we're on the 2nd. I thought it actually would have been later for you though, Emma. I don't know why, I just assumed it would have been later than that over there. I know it gets a little bit confusing, especially with our sales and things, like with the Stampin' Up sales, because I had put my pre-order in. So did you put your pre-order in today, Emma? Were you excited about getting all your new goodies out of the catalogue? I made sure I put my pre-order in yesterday morning at about 8:30 in the morning, so I didn't miss out. Okay, so there you have it. 10 cards. I have no idea, ladies, how long it took me to make these 10 cards, but I am sure I'm going to have a lovely response at the markets. Now, that was using the Beachy Little Christmas stamp set. Quick 10 cards. Guam is 18 hours ahead. Okay, did you enjoy doing your order? I tell you, my online order, my pre-order, I was enjoying it. And I did a pre-order after on stage, and then I still ordered again yesterday. So I have lots and lots of new goodies to play with, which is fantastic. So thank you all for watching today, and thank you for commenting and joining in. It was an awesome thing to spend a bit of time with you and craft with you on a Saturday morning. So until next time, happy crafting everybody, and this is Donna Gray, your Stamping Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. So until next time, have a great weekend and happy crafting. Bye for now.